It was the day Arizona saw the end day in front of them. The 2010 Phoenix Hailstorm stands as one of the most significant weather events in Arizona's history, which made them choose between life and death. On October 5th, a powerful monsoon system brought massive hailstorms along with fierce winds to the Phoenix metropolitan area. It marked its impact through severe destruction on people and their livelihoods. The residential damages were estimated to be around $2.7 billion, making it the costliest hailstorm in Arizona's history. Thousands of roofs were punctured, making it hard for the residents. Agricultural areas were severely destroyed, while local wildlife also endured significant stress and habitat disruption. The storm was triggered by a strong late-season monsoon system that was quite unexpected. It was complemented by an upper-level trough that gave a perfect weather condition. Moisture-laden air from the Pacific Ocean collided with cooler, drier air descending from the north, triggering heavy rainfall, leading to updrafts which allowed hailstorm to form. What made it a rare event for Arizona was the size of the hailstorms. They were as large as softballs, and Arizona only experienced mild hail. At the same time, October hailstorms are highly unusual in Phoenix, which made preparedness very ineffective. But taking lessons from such an unexpected disaster, Arizona took a new turn in better preparation and infrastructure resilience, leading to meteorological agencies upgrading their radar systems for precise predictions. Emergency alert systems were reviewed for timely intervention along with public awareness. The 2010 Phoenix hailstorm was a reminder of how nature can take a toll on the human race, but that has only made the residents of Arizona strong. April 14th, 1999, was a trial day for the people of Sydney, Australia. They experienced one of its most devastating natural disasters, a hailstorm of unprecedented intensity. The destruction it caused is still a nightmare for Sydney. Around 24,000 homes were damaged by the hailstorm, which were up to 9 centimeters in diameter. Severe damages were caused to infrastructure like schools and public buildings, which exceeded 1.7 billion AUD. Wild lives had to face habitat destruction, while urban vegetation was stripped bare. But what caused such a destructive hailstone? A severe thunderstorm system is what brought the hailstorm into reality. Warm, moist air from the Tasman Sea collided with a cold front moving across New South Wales, resulting in powerful updrafts. This caused water droplets to go high in the atmosphere where they froze and formed hailstones. Initially, the storm appeared to be moving away from Sydney, but suddenly shifted direction, making it hard for the residents. The hailstones fell over Sydney as big as cricket balls. With insured damages exceeding 1.7 billion AUD, this hailstorm remains one of the costliest natural disasters in Australian history. However, the people of Sydney were not ready to get themselves shattered in such a disaster. They realized the importance of a coordinated response, which came as an improvement in emergency services. The weather forecasting and public warning systems received investments for improvement. Residents, businesses, and local governments worked together to rebuild, demonstrating the strength of Sydney's communities. The 2013 Reutlingen hailstorm was the most unexpected event Germans expected that summer. On July 28, 2013, Germany's Reutlingen town had to endure too much loss because it was not prepared for such a disaster. The storm left a trail of devastation, making a comeback impossible. Buildings across Reutlingen suffered extensive damage as they were shattered by hailstones measuring up to 14 centimeters in diameter. Local farms, crops, and orchards suffered severe loss, leaving farmers in sorrow. Wildlife also faced habitat destruction due to intense storms, while trees were heavily damaged. The total damage caused by the storm was estimated at over 2 billion euros, making it one of the most upscale hailstorms in European history. The Reutlingen hailstorm was fueled by the weather conditions to the existing meteorological factors. A strong atmospheric instability was caused by the warm, moisture-laden air mass that mixed up with the cooler air moving in from the north. This led to the formation of a supercell storm, causing updrafts that allowed hailstones to form. The hailstones that struck Reutlingen measured up to 14 centimeters, setting a new record for Germany and ranking among the largest ever recorded globally. But the Germans were not ready to lose. They took lessons from the destruction and started a new chapter of adaptation. Advanced radar and satellite technologies were adapted for predictions. Building codes were updated in some areas to use hail-resistant materials for roofs and windows. The public was educated about hailstorm safety through campaigns to equip them for future threats. The 2013 Reutlingen hailstorm was a record-breaking event, but the advancements it brought in preparedness are appreciable. April 14th, 1986, remains a nightmare for the residents of Gopalganj district in Bangladesh. It was on that day that they suffered one of the deadliest hailstorms in recorded history. The tragedy took the lives of around 90 people who were unable to find shelter in time. The crops that sustained the local economy, like rice and jute, were flattened. Thousands of homes were destroyed, while many animals were killed or injured in the craziness of the hail. The Gopalganj hailstorm was a product of the unique atmospheric conditions that are common in Bangladesh's pre-monsoon season. Hot, moisture-laden air masses were formed in April over Bangladesh. But a moist air with cooler, drier air from the north mixed up with this hot air created an instability in the atmosphere, causing severe storms. Strong vertical updrafts were accompanied by the storm that resulted in the formation of the hailstorm, and they were able to grow large sizes through continuous cycling in the storm, making it much stronger. What makes this hailstorm different from the others is the size of the hailstorm that Gopalganj had to endure. Some hailstorms weighed up to 1 kilogram, which exposed its intensity. But was that an end day for Bangladesh? No! The long list of consequences prompted efforts to improve disaster response and preparedness in Bangladesh. Localized storm shelters and improved emergency response protocols were developed for preparedness. Investments were made in weather monitoring, especially in meteorological infrastructure. Efforts were made to educate communities on the importance of early warning systems and fast response. The hailstones that stabbed Calgary, Alberta, on June 13, 2018, are said to be the most destructive hailstorms in Canadian history. The damage of these massive hailstones and intense winds is said to exceed $1 billion. Thousands of homes had to suffer shattered windows, punctured roofs, and damaged siding. The storm also resulted in localized flooding, causing damage to the drainage systems of the city. The Calgary hailstorm was triggered by a severe thunderstorm system, which was common in the late spring and summer months. The warm, humid air from the south and the cooler air moving in from the Rocky Mountains created atmospheric instability over the city of Calgary. This resulted in a thunderstorm that was followed by strong updrafts that lifted water droplets high into the atmosphere, forming hailstones. However, taking note of the devastation, local authorities enhanced public warning systems like mobile alerts and real-time radar updates. Hail-resistant roofing and siding were given more importance, and financial aid was provided to affected residents for their losses. On March 28, 2000, Fort Worth, Texas, experienced one of the most devastating hailstorms in its history. It took a long time for the local authorities and residents of Texas to recover from the widespread destruction and impact caused by the hailstorm on the city. The major buildings of the city suffered damage while thousands of vehicles were destroyed. The estimated cost of damages exceeded $1 billion, making it one of the priciest hail events in US history at the time. The primary reason for the event was the development of a supercell thunderstorm, which is typical of the spring season in Texas. This supercell system is characterized by rotating updraft, which is formed by the collision of warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and cooler, drier air from the north. This strong updraft allowed hailstones to grow larger. The volatile nature of atmospheric conditions in March only added intensity to the hailstorm. An interesting fact was that hailstones as large as grapefruits were reported in the Fort Worth hailstorm. But that was not a dead end for the people of Texas. It was an incident that underlined the importance of preparedness. Fort Worth adopted stricter building codes requiring the use of hail-resistant materials for roofs, windows, etc. All the communities worked together on the city's economy while giving importance to early warning systems. Awareness of hailstorm risks encouraged residents to adopt protective measures such as storm shelters. The hailstorm that struck Brisbane, Queensland on November 27, 2014 is considered to be one of the most intense hailstorms in decades. The massive hailstones, along with the destructive winds and torrential rain, took the entire city for trial. Thousands of homes were damaged by hailstones, while hundreds of vehicles across Brisbane bore the brunt of the storm. Public buildings, schools, and businesses sustained significant damage, making a comeback impossible. The total cost of the damage was estimated at $1.5 billion, taking a toll on the regional economy. Queensland's severe weather season, along with sudden meteorological factors, gave birth to the most devastating hailstorm. A low-pressure trough mixed with a hot, moist air mass over southeast Queensland created the perfect setting for severe thunderstorms. The storm quickly changed into a supercell with long duration and potential, making the formation of hailstones easy. The Brisbane hailstorm is one of the most intense in over 3 decades, with hailstones up to 8 centimeters in diameter reported in some areas. But that only caused the residents to rise even stronger. Realizing the importance of preparedness and response strategies, measures were taken in that direction. Emergency response teams were trained for quick response while emphasizing hail-resistant construction in and around the city. Insurance premiums and coverage policies in hail-prone areas were reviewed. Emphasis was given to public awareness and communication strategies to tackle future risks. The 2014 Brisbane hailstorm was a stark reminder of nature's potential, but the lessons learned from it will never go in vain. April 30th, 1888, remains a black day for India as the district of Moradabad in northern India was struck by one of the most deadliest hailstorms in recorded history on that day. This devastating event left 230 people to die while taking a toll on the local economy. Crops, particularly wheat and sugarcane, which were ready for harvest, were destroyed, breaking the entire economy. It not only damaged the economy, but took the region into the trap of food insecurity. The primary reason for the hailstorm was the intense atmospheric instability in the monsoon season. Rising temperatures and humidity in this season are very suitable for severe storms. The collision of warm, moist air from the south with colder, drier air masses descending from the Himalayas resulted in such a severe storm, followed by strong updrafts leading to the formation of heavy hailstones. The hailstorm is not only famous for the death toll it caused, but also for the extraordinary size of the hailstones that fell on the ground. Hailstones of extraordinary size, some reportedly exceeding 1 kilogram in weight, were brought to the ground of Moradabad. But India was not ready to accept a defeat from such a storm. They realized the importance of advancements in weather forecasting and preparedness. Modern disaster response mechanisms were adopted along with weather prediction capabilities. Traditional methods were used to rebuild the entire region, emphasizing the importance of rural resilience. The 1888 Moradabad hailstorm was a tragic event in history, but the lessons learned from it will take the world for a long run in withstanding the madness of nature. Which hailstorm story impacted you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if you'd like to see a part 2 exploring more hailstorm events. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the events that have shaped our world, because every hailstorm has a story worth telling.